Alright viewers, back to the DCS tutorial in the C-130. Today we're learning how to start up this amazing aircraft by ASC. So let's first come over to our overhead panel and turn on all of the oil coolers with a left click, numbers, then turn the generators on with a left click, turn the battery on and wait for power. Let's also uncage the backup ADI. And we may as well set the elevator trim to norm. And left click brightness to turn the HUD on. Okay, power's coming on. Now we can start the EPU. Go over to the right side and set the run, then start with right clicks. Clear the master caution, and we will also set the underfloor to fan and pressurization to auto. Okay, APU is on. Let's go and set the bleed air and the power to on. We have now power for the whole aircraft. Okay, now on the middle panel here, we will type in 2, then press HTV. We'll type in all these numbers in the left column, in the second column to the left to reset everything. We'll type all that in. And press reset twice. Let's now turn on the auxiliary pump, suction boosts, and the anti-skid. Now start the auto nav. This is the INS alignment, so let's press auto nav. And then reset the FADEX with a left click on each one. Coming back to the AMU, which is the four here. So we'll come to engine, diagnostics, NIU reset, and press reset for each of the NIU. Right, so that's done. Confirm auxiliary PSI is on. We have everything good to go for engine start. Let's start the third engine first. We'll seamlessly set it to start. We will press HT2 to get rid of that, and we have a white box around the third engine's systems. Now bring the HUD down and set tact. There we go, HUD's on. We'll also set engine data. There we go. There within parameters. The engine start is good for that engine. We'll start engine. White box. There we go. That's good. Now then, this will be normally done with the CNI, but because we're not doing that, we will just do it ourselves. So we'll set about, we'll go to horsepower here, which is E. We'll set about 4,500 horsepower. That should be enough. we'll go 4,700 horsepower. That should be enough for C. This is essentially limiting the engine's output to 4,700. Also, if you want to, you can set the engines to low speed idle mode. Should have done that early, but didn't. Oh well, it is what it is. Now we can start the other engines. We'll start engine 1. Now you'll notice that none of the engines are generating power. This is because they're in low speed idle mode, and in that mode you need the GPU on to generate power. Okay, the left engine is started. We'll start the final engine, engine 2. With all engines started, we can turn off the AP there. Yep, we can turn off the there now. And we'll turn the radar on and set it to M. And with that, we should be good to taxi. Oh no, we just master. Yeah, master EV. Okay, yep. So that'll turn the avionics on. So we don't need the engine page anymore. So we'll come over and reset the ACARS door 1. All cars. Those don't. Yes, that'll clear the 8 cars because those cars don't really mean anything. Right, so we are now good to taxi. To taxi, you want to come over to your brakes and hold down the brakes and then reset the parking brake. Then we'll go back onto the engine page just to get that up. Okay, so we're taxiing. So to taxi, you want to be using the tiller, which is the notional steering axis. So I have that bound to a modifier with my pedals. Oh, wait. I accidentally set the fast forward. Oh my god, that's weird. Yeah, that's so funny. I need to rebind that at some point. Oh, just hold at the runway here as I set the flaps to 50 with the mouse wheel. 50 is what the D-pins there, so 50, there we go. Before we take off, we'll do one last reset of the FADEX, then we'll close the covers. And we'll take the active runway. Add a bit more power to taxi this last little bit. Okay, some notes before I take off. So you want to set your power lever to take off, then to max cons when you're in the air. You also want to use your tiller to stay down the runway until about 6 knots. When the rudder becomes active, then you can stop using the tiller. You also need to have the tiller centered before the nose of the gear can retract, so make sure that's done. So let's go roll down the runway. Actually, yeah, before we do that, good note. We'll turn on the here. We'll actually clear those cautions. There we go. You get no cautions, we can now take off. Okay, rudder's alive. We'll rotate about 100 knots. Okay, positive rate of climb, gear up, flaps up. And we'll go back to max continue. Alright viewers, that'll be it for today's video. Honestly, this took quite a few recordings to actually get right. It is such a complex aircraft, and you'll see that in the next videos that I post. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Patreon, TikTok and YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Dark31 signing off.